Is it on? Yeah. What up? And this Periscope is going to teach you how to reprogram your mindset and gear it towards success. Now, I really learned about reprogramming your mind when I was working as an engineer for the past 5 years. And as I was working as an engineer, I realized for any type of system, there were two major components. There was the hardware and there was the software. And here's the thing, you can have the perfect software on a very shitty hardware. Like the hardware is from 1998, and you know what'll happen? It's not going to be a good device. But also, you can have an amazing hardware with very, very corrupt software, something that has a lot of bugs, and once again, it's not going to be a great system. In order to get the maximum output out of your system, what you're going to need is you're going to need a good hardware and a good software. And I realized this when I was working in an aeronautical company, and for the first ever device, we had really good hardware, but for the first rollout of the code, it seemed like the product was really, really crap. But within 6 months in working the project, and we had like 10 to 15 rollouts, the final product seemed completely unrecognizable from the first one. That just want to show that your software can always improve, not only in systems, but in your life. Now, if you weren't able to put the analogy together, your body is the hardware and your mentality is the software. So in order to apply the 3 A's that I'm about to share with you, you need to make sure, number one, your body is on point. So make sure you're working out, make sure you're not eating like crap, make sure you're getting enough sleep. If that's the case, then you're ready to do the 3 A's. And the 3 A's is a very simple framework that you can follow today. The first one is awareness. Awareness is crucial, and that's basically how you're going to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. Because unless you know what you have to fix, you're never going to fix it. There's a lot of times right now we know something that we wished our past self would have known. It's not as though we were being malicious or anything for not knowing. It's just sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So the number one thing is to leverage your awareness. And how do you do that? How do you teach someone to be more aware? The best way to become more aware is by meditating more. And meditation often gets this term where it says that you're supposed to not think any thoughts, but that's incorrect. Meditation is making yourself aware anytime you are thinking thoughts and you're leaving the present moment. And every single time you catch yourself thinking thoughts and you gently bring your focus back to the present moment, you have exercised your awareness muscle. And the stronger that your awareness muscle becomes during meditation, the more spillover it has on other parts of your life. So eventually what happens is you start becoming more aware to much more different things in your life. That's huge. And by doing that, you know exactly where you want to spark change in the first place. So that's the first day. Bringing awareness into your present day flaws, or better yet, the present day quirks in your mentality. 2, once you've identified that, you want to start doing affirmations. That's the second A. And affirmations, you have to make sure that you're doing it correctly. You don't want to say you're not a confident person. You don't want to say your affirmations like, I really hope that I become confident one day, or I hope that I'm not being unconfident. You don't want to say it like that. The way that you want to structure your affirmations is that you want to act like you already have it, and you really want to make yourself feel in a certain way. So you want to say something like, I am the most confident person in the world. Something that really engages your subconscious mind and something that really, really makes you feel. So get your tonality involved and keep on repeating it. Your subconscious mind loves emotions, and your subconscious mind loves repetition. This could be a good thing, or this can be a bad thing. It's a bad thing because it's a vehicle for a lot of people to get brainwashed. A lot of people get brainwashed through, say, for example, mainstream media. You hear a lot of these clickbaity titles. It gets your attention, It engages your emotion because it's designed in a way to get you angry, really get your emotions involved, and it's always being repeated to you over and over and over again. So if you see a headline multiple amount of times, understand that it is going out of its way to program you in a certain way. So affirmations, it has its good sides, but it also has its dark sides. So unless you leverage your affirmations, unless you create it on your own, then the narrative is going to be picked out for you. Remember that. So that's two. That's so far it's awareness and affirmations. The third one is going to be action. Now there's two ways to do action. You can do action either by just tackling the beast straight on. So imagine that you suck at public speaking. The first option is that you organize 500 people and give a speech right to them. You scared the living bejesus out of yourself, but at this point you have gotten the worst over with, so a lot of other things don't scare you as much. This one is the much more bold approach, but the second approach is it eases you into it. So instead of giving a speech to 500 people, you just give it to 2 people, then 3 people, then 4 people, but you consistently work your way up. The plan of action that you take is ultimately going to come down to you, the kind of goals that you're setting for yourself, the kind of person that you are, how risk tolerant you are, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you take action in either way, you are going to help yourself reprogram your subconscious mind. So let's do a little recap. Number 1 is awareness. You build your awareness through meditation, and by building the awareness, you know exactly where your current flaws lie, and you know exactly where you want to reprogram your mindset. 2 is you want to do affirmations to condition your subconscious mind towards the right direction. You want to act like you've already achieved that goal, so your mentality is working with you rather than against you. And 3, you want to take action until a certain affirmation becomes a belief. Follow these 3 formulas and your software for your life will always be by your side, and you're going to feel 10 times more confident along the way. Life is really just a game of getting your mindset to work for you rather than control you. So if you can do the 3 A's, you will feel 10 times better in the process. If you enjoyed this video and you want to keep on leveling up your mentality, make sure you subscribe to the free daily newsletter where you're going to get the latest hacks, tips, and tactics. I appreciate everyone for joining, and I'll catch you on the next Periscope.